Kit, tell me about other things that you guys rack besides paint, because I know that's not all you guys rack.
No, I mean it's like when you went racking, we went out there racking for paint. That was our thing because we wanted to do a piece that day, that night, whatever. But I mean, when you're in the store and you're racking paint and you see something else, you're gonna grab it, you know. And other things. I mean, it was when you go racking, you're racking no matter what. When we went, we would go racking. When we go in the supermarket about 12, 1 o'clock, and we would rack our lunch, cold cuts, you know, sodas, stuff like that. And then also, we want to make a few bucks. We would rack clothes. Sometimes, you know, even like electronics and all that. So we had like every store. If it was easy enough to rack, we would rack it. If we wanted to make a few dollars and that store had a camera sitting in there, we can go rack it. We would rack up that camera and try to sell it, you know.
All right, kid. So tell me about like fat caps and skinny caps back in the day, because you didn't have 5 million caps. I know we touched on this before.
We didn't have 5 million caps. We couldn't go buy them in the store. We couldn't go, you know, select this size
from a chart.
Right. I want this one, this half an inch. I want this one 1/4 of an inch, and make this one 1/8 of an inch. No, there was nothing like that, man. What we had to do was like, see with Red Devil right here. This is a Jifoam cap. This is actually a remade one. This is not the original one, but it's exactly like it. We would go in supermarkets. There was something called Jifoam oven cleaner, and we would just take them off all the cans we could find there. You know, I'm pretty sure the manager would freak out when people were buying the oven cleaner. There was no caps, and he was trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. You know, because he didn't know. You know, nobody had an idea we were taking these for fat caps. Only the writers did. You know, so he was freaking out with that. But this was one of them. This was a Jifoam. And this thing only worked on the Red Devil. If you tried it on the Rust-Oleum or a Krylon, you know, it leaked. So it wasn't good for those.
Okay, hold that one up again.
Yeah.
A little bit higher.
And then we had something called a Niagra cap. Yeah, this is it. This is also a remade one. This was a starch, Niagra starch, I believe it was. But we used this one, and one was called Scotch Guard. There were 2 different caps. They both worked on Rustos and Krylons, and they would make like a whistle sound. I think they call these whistlers now also.
Oh shit!
When we would spray with them, they would make like a whistle sound. Especially when you were on the ridges, you would hear like that's how it was spraying so hard. These things are actually good. They sprayed sometimes on the especially on the aluminums. They would come out about 12 inches wide.
So lots of pressure.
Lots of pressure, but a lot wider than the fat caps today. That's for sure. And they were good for throw-ups, fill-ins. You know, we would use them for fill-ins. Our designs would be the regular stock caps, like these. Fill-ins would be these. The stock caps we would use for designs and outlines. They were perfect for that. There were no skinny caps. These were our skinny caps, the stock caps. But these here actually, these were excellent for throwies, man. I mean, you could just blast out one right after the other with these, man. We just keep on going on and on and on. And they were great for it. They worked on Krylons, they worked on Rust-Oleums. And they didn't work on the Red Devils, though. Only the Jifoams worked on the Red Devils. And the Jifoams didn't work on the Krylons, nor did they work on the Rust-Oleums. So that's why we were racking up different kinds of caps, too. You know?
Alright, cool, Kit. So now, let's talk about the Red Devil factory.
Okay, the Red Devil factory was in Mount Vernon. I don't know if you can zoom in, because this is the original can that we used right here. This is the one from the 70s. If you can zoom in, and it has stamped Mount Vernon. And
just hold it there 1 second. Oh yeah, you can see that.
You can see it, okay?
Yeah.
Now that Mount Vernon.
Just turn it a little bit, Kit. Just because of getting the glare. Oh, okay, perfect.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's actually it's in Westchester, the border of Westchester and the Bronx. So there were writers. There was a lot of writers didn't know about this place, but a lot of them did. Especially the guys who lived in the North Bronx, they would know about this, and they would go up there and sometimes lunchtime they would have the door open, you know, for some air, because they were in keeping the place cool, in the summer times especially. And when the guys went on lunch sometimes, they would just go in there and grab a couple of cases and run out. And it was like easy pickings, you know. And that's what it was with the Red Devil Factory. You know, it was by a lot of writers, and they loved it because they didn't have to go like us, Queens, Staten Island. They didn't have to go too far.
No, that's great, nice and close.
The only
by.
thing was they just have to, you know, don't get it hot. A lot of people sometimes when they would rack up, they would just get greedy and just so much of it. Like I was saying prior, that you can't go in the store and clean out the rack. You can't do it because you're not going to go back in that store again.
No, you didn't get bagged.
You know,
They could be looking.
You can't do that.
So, Kit, talk about the federal safety colors.
The federal safety colors. Now, everybody loved those, man. They had Fed green, Fed purple, Fed red. It was a Fed blue. They were around, but they were also hard to get. And we were also getting those out of a boat store up in White Plains. And they always had like an OSHA stamp, OSHA stamp on them. But they were everybody wanted those, man. All the writers, if you asked them what colors did you like back in the day, it was Fed colors, Fed purple, Fed green. Personally, me myself, I went for the Fed green and the Fed purple. It was beautiful. It just stood out when you did a piece. It was just I mean, when the train ran and you seen those colors, man, you just shit, man. That's fucking bright. That's beautiful, man. And that's why we loved them, you know. But they weren't in like mom and pop stores, like the regular ones. There were certain stores had them, and we would go, you know. Sometimes when we racked up, we wouldn't go looking for them. If they were there, they were there, you know. It's like when we went racking up, even though we like had an outline, we were going to say we're going to use this color and that color and this color. We didn't have that luxury of racking up those colors because sometimes they weren't there. So we had to just rack up what we can that was there, and whatever piece that we outlined that day on paper, we worked with those colors. If we were lucky enough, we got the colors that we wanted. If we didn't, we would work with those colors, and that's how that worked. It wasn't like we had the chart there to pick out our colors first. We didn't have that luxury, you know. But it was fun, man. Going racking up and all. It was like that's like when you're a kid playing in the playground or whatever. You're going racking up, and all that was fun to us, man. You know, we were just having a good time, man. And that's that with the Fed colors.
And that's the one, Marvin. That's the silver tuna.